Welcome back to Full Circle. DJ Karing there having a blast, and you know he's literally taken us down through memory lane with BMF, who are literally right with us right now in studio. Lakini hatuko kwenye studio, tuko nje leo, tuko kwenye garden. So wako nasi kwenye garden ya Switch TV. So welcome to the show.
Thank you.
We have Maish
and Harry.
Yes.
Yep.
Hey, you guys, it's been a minute since I've seen you.
I know, it's been a long minute.
You know, I was just saying that we have so much history up in here today.
Yes.
I think that we really have to speak on it. Yani tunajuana aje na tunajuana kutoka miaka na mikaka.
Man. Yeah, I remember Tamima Maze from the days of Insider.
Oh my God.
All those
12 years ago.
12 years ago. Basically, that's what you're saying.
And for Sadiq, if you just want to see Sadiq, just go to the second video we ever did. Just go to Mpenzi was Surprise. You know, that was way back in 2009. So yeah, there's a lot of history right here.
For sure.
Yeah.
And speaking about history, because you are really synonymous with the gospel industry in Kenya, your contribution is unmatched, and it's something that without a doubt, from the playlist that we've just had, like you guys had hits.
Thank you.
And now you're back. And there's two of you. So maybe tell me about that. So how is it that now you've decided to band back together? And where do you see yourselves now taking BMF as a brand?
Na watuambie pia Samidia kwa wapi.
Maybe hiyo time yenye tulikuwa tumeteka break kidogo. Unajua tukianza back then kulikuwa na lot happening, so tuliteka break pia kidogo kushughulika pia na vitu zetu personal life, kile nafanya personally, Mike pia kile nafanya. So right now tumerudi tukiwa wawili. We are working on project mobs na come up, and Samidi na Freddy pia wako part of us, lakini for now ni sisi wawili kwanza.
Yeah, I mean it's a challenge obviously, because like you said, when you're the four of you and then you come back as two, you know, there's so many questions, and we've gotten so many questions about that, but it's not that the group is over. Sami and Freddy obviously are a bit held up right now, and so me and Harry were like, well, you know what, we can keep doing this, and you guys as your, you know, as your schedule eases, you know, you can come and we continue. There was a time the three of us were so busy and Harry was the one who was doing it. You know, so it's always been like that, because we believe strongly that BMF is not just, we want even to hand it over to our kids when we leave. And so we're like, it's not going to die because someone is held up somewhere. We'll keep continuing, you know, as they come, we continue together, and then when we're old enough, just give it to our kids and they continue with it. Yes.
So tell me about your new song.
Yep.
So that's just the two of you.
Yes.
Living up now to this new chapter of BMF. So when it comes to the style of your music, has anything changed, or sasa mmefika ile tunasema the new inaitwa aje mpya yenye ina trend? Ni gospel gengeton.
So talk about the you know, at first we didn't know how it's going to turn out, because obviously there's four of us and then now there's two of us, but the feedback that we've gotten from someone who we really trust actually was like, you know, someone told us, I was also afraid when I heard it's two of you, but then when I heard this song, I heard BMF.
Yes.
You know, so the style hasn't changed. How we put the message and how we deliver it hasn't really changed. Obviously, there's some voices that are missing. You can tell, you know, but our way of doing the music has not changed. It still remained the same. You'll see us. BMF has been known for a long time. Yes, very catchy songs, but you'll find that we really love speaking the word of God.
It has a message, and timeless messages.
Yeah, so
as we've just had.
Yes, so that's what we really love doing, and that hasn't changed. But you know, obviously, when half of you is not there, you feel it as a person, and you miss them.
Right.
But like I said, also, you know, the ministry has to keep going.
Okay, so in the context of now, since it's the two of you, so how is that like now? Because I can imagine when you're doing a song and there's four people, binadamu kuna hoga na challenges. So I'm sure also there are some upsides now.
Of course. Yeah. As you can see, maybe challenge for now, we used to tulikuwa tumezoea tukiwa stage kwa performance, tuko four of us, me I'm doing things, but sasa right now tuko wawili, but tuna adjust tu.
Sasa hiyo unaweza kimbia stage from left to right.
Left to right.
Hakuna mtu utaangusha.
But unajishuku unasema hapa ilikuwa msee tulikuwa nafaa tukue msee tunafanya hivi, lakini it's a learning process.
Yeah.
But also we are not, like I said, we're not even trying also to be comfortable at it,
Yeah.
because
Right.
like I said, we're also hoping and praying that as we move along, our brothers will also join and we keep working together. But it's truly been a learning experience for us, because we've always known the four of us, you know, and so adjusting was quite a challenge. But I can say we're on our way there. We're on our way there.
And let's talk about now your growth as individual, because I know Maish, you a while back you got married.
Yes.
So how has, you know, getting to that stage of life also perhaps changed you as a person and also as an artist?
Na might maybe before on that line tunaweza taka kujua pia wewe uliingilia pia pastoral ministry.
Yes.
Na Hari pia atatuambia kozie pia aliingilia fashion, so tuambie vile hiyo imekuwa and how you're balancing and how maybe hizo different things that mnafanya on the side zitaweza kublend in with the music that you're doing now.
So yeah, there's quite a couple of things that I do. One of the things that I do, like Sadiq mentioned, I'm the lead pastor of Mavuno Church, Kiambu Road. And then I also lead another organization that uses sports as a tool for evangelism, discipleship, and leadership development. It's called Soul Factory. And then I also got married. So I got married last year in June 1st. So responsibilities zimeenda zikiongezeka. And how those have shaped me as a person is, obviously, first of all, I've gotten a couple of gray hair because you know, balancing all those things, it's quite a challenge. But I've come to learn that, you know what, if God has called you to do something, and also discipline is important. You know, you set different times for different things, because I mean, all of us are different. Like in you, there's so many things that you're doing, and if you don't plan yourself really well, you can be overwhelmed first of all, or you can give mediocre in some places, and then you know you're known for mediocrity. Una balance. But then if you're able to say, this time I do this, this time I do this, this time I do this, and all those things help you to become who you are. Because knowing that I lead a church in Kiambu helps me to be responsible how I live my life. You know, because people that I lead there, knowing that I'm part of BMF. You know, I might not have a physical congregation, but there's a whole congregation out there that's looking up to us. Knowing that I have a wife at home also who's looking up to me, you know, it gives me some responsibility to work, knowing that there's people who look up to me. So that kind of responsibility.
Okay, mi nimekuwa kwa fashion industry after tulitake a break from music. Most of the time nimekuwa behind the scenes. Nimekuwa nikiwork na artist actually kwa music videos. Nimekuwa so naweza sema bado nilikuwa kwa ministry lakini behind the scene. And pia Mike kule ana pastor church nini Mavuno, pia niko kwa the same church. Na naweza sema mimi ni mzee wa kanisa.
So we have to take a very quick break, but when we come back, still more to come here from BMF, and we're going to be putting them on the spot just to find out what they think about the state of gospel today. And remember, if you have any questions for them, feel free to jump on that SMS line, and of course on Facebook, Twitter, and on IG as well. Let us know. Don't go too far. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Full Circle. Thank you so much for staying with us. We are still here with BMF. So I'm just going to take a couple of your comments and questions here. This is Shiko from Kasarani unasema, please ask them where they draw their inspiration from. Wabarikiwe tena sana. Kuna mwingine hapa anasema, hi Mr. Mima, DJ Sadiq and DJ Karian. Say hi to BMF, nimewa miss. Mungu anawapeleka mbali. Their music ministry has been a blessing and has transformed so many lives. Amen to that. So maybe just to that question, where do you draw your inspiration from? Shiko from Kasa.
We draw inspiration from a couple of things. First of all, obviously our life. Wala sana tujua, kina Sadiq walikuwa nakamata show zetu Ruma, Magari, Mtaani. Unajua mahali tumetoka. And so for us to get from there to where we are today, it had to take the hand of God. And so aspiration comes from the fact that God has just been so faithful to us. And so we love representing him. And then the other thing is also just like where we are right now and the things and the places that God has, there's things that we see and we feel like we need to speak about this. There's things that we see and we feel like, man, you know what? We need to talk to people about this or to talk to God about it, because if some of our songs are just prayers that we make to God. So yeah, so from where we came from and even from where we are right now, that's where we draw a lot of our inspiration.
Amazing. And I think just before the break, Tamima alikuwa amegusia on the state of gospel music because kuna ile time nyinyi mlikuwa kwa kwanako ka gap mali mlitake break kidogo na of course industry imechange, sound imechange kiasi fulani, so sijui what can you guys say about the current state of the gospel industry, because kuna watu wanasema number one, kuna watu wanasema gospel ni kama imedai kuna another group inasema content haiko kama before kwa sababu kusema kweli ukisikiza I for you as much as iko na hiyo hype, iko na hiyo rhythm and everything, imejaa word. So kuna watu wana feel tukikompare muziki liko nafanya hiyo time na hii time ni kama the message is diluted. Sijui mnaweza semaje kuhusu muziki ya saa hii ya gospel?
Kwanza kile naweza taka kujibu wao senye wanasema like gospel imedai. Gospel ijaidai. Gospel ilianza 20 years ago na bado iko. So gospel ijaidai. Maybe vile tunaweza sema ni vitu zimechange, type ya muziki, pia vile watu wana display nini message, ndio maybe tunaweza sema. Alafu pia kuna na watu wengi wanaingia gospel, kulikuwa na time yenye ilikuwa pale juu, so watu wengi walikuwa wanatamani kuingia. So kuna pia wasenye waliingia with wrong motives. Maybe kidogo wanaweza kuwa wameharibu mambo hapa pale, lakini kile mimi husema gospel ni ya God. Yeye ndiye alianzisha, yeye ndiye aliestablish na bado yeye ndiye ataisimamisha. So gospel bado iko.
And then pia we're living in an age of social media where wasana push brand sana. And so I think sometimes message you get lost in the fact that mtu ajipushie sana and you'll do anything and everything to push yourself to be out there and forget that you know what, you're a vessel. Sometimes God anasema keep quiet, don't talk, but kama wewe ni brand anasema no, every time you must be visible, kelele. Unajua, and so unapata sometimes you do other things that ziko so far away from what you should be doing because the brand always has to be visible. So it's very lazima ujue, first of all understand you are a minister of God. You are enough. Unajua, you just enough. Don't do things that will make people want to, you know, squeeze watu wanataka kutrend. It's good. Utatrend you, but then jiulize, utatrend leo, and then at the end of the day, what God has given you, it'll disappear because ulikuwa unataka kutrend. So wait on God. Time yako itafika, but work hard. Don't necessarily feel like I have to always be visible. God akisema ni time ya kutulia. Tulia. God akisema ni time ya speak.
And on that, I have a question on that. And you know, it's interesting that you guys were on the scene. You know, you literally reached the top. You were at the top. You know, you had the hits. You were winning the awards, and then you decided to hang the mic. You went and lived your lives, and then now you're back. And the reality for that is that sometimes this means that in a lot of ways you're still starting a journey uphill.
Yes.
So how are you then able to, and that can come with a lot of negative emotions, and not just for you, because we live in a world, like you said, where everyone wants to trend. And in the context of now gospel especially, how do you talk to that person who has a great song, they're very talented, but maybe when they go to YouTube, they are seeing their song has 10,000 views. Yet a song that is not necessarily ministry has 1 million views.
True.
You know, that can put people away.
Na kuna wengine Tamima, walianza kuimba time BMF walikuwa wanaanza kuimba. Na wana film mpaka saa hii. Hawajai. Ni upcoming bado breakthrough bado haijafika.
Hey, I mean, you know, that's a very great question. I'm happy you've just asked that question. I was really hoping you're going to ask that question.
I keep it real.
Because one of the things, especially after tukufika kama sisi tumesema ni kweli, the truth is we had already gotten to almost the pinnacle of what you would call success for an artist, and then all of a sudden you're like gone. And one of the things that you have to fight for, kama mtu kama huyo, one of the things that you have to fight first of all is bitterness. Because you're seated like this and you're seeing people who were dancing in your videos are now like the big artists, you know, and they're, you know, the top artists, and they're making, you know, they're making money. They are millions and millions of hits on YouTube, and you ask yourself, okay, now why did I get to a place where I did this? Maybe I would have been much farther. And then you come back like us right now. You start from down here, and it's an uphill task. I think, like I said, one thing lazima kwanza ujue you are enough. And what you're doing, if kama ni ya God, or your God atafanya way ya kuiskuma. Otherwise it's very easy to get angry. Otherwise, let's say tulifika tulisema hatuko tunataka ngoma tuseme BMF is back. Sio nataka kutoa ngoma because tuna feel this is what God anataka tuambie wase. Hatuko zile za tunataka watu waje tumerudi. Unajua, So sijui hadi uzaongezea.
Vile Mike amesema tukirudi studio, hata every time tukienda studio tukifanya ngoma, sisi tunasemanga hii ngoma if kama iko meant kufikia that one person, that's enough for us. Na hiyo ndio ina to keep going. So pia vile umesema kuna msanii labda alianza 10 years ago na mpaka leo maybe anafeel bado anafeel tu yeye ni upcoming. Time ya God ikifika imefika na uwezi jua impact yenye una make to that one person. So just keep doing what you're doing.
But the God ni mfani sana. God anasema, Christ anasema ata live 99 I go for one. Sisi tuta live 1 to go for 99. So if you really want to follow Christ, if you're emulating him, kabla tu amesema, just understand that that one person akisikia ngoma, it's enough. If God allows this ngoma ifikie millions of people, ni sawa, but kama imefikia mtu mmoja, just say maybe that's the person that I was doing this song for, and just be enough.
I have a very interesting take on that, because I feel especially for those of us who work in showbiz and entertainment and even more so in gospel, there is something that people usually forget. He's greater. You see, when now you start wanting to compete with the purpose, like, why did I do this song? You sort of like are losing the script. And also just speaking to anyone, like you said, because it happens a lot in this industry whereby, you know, it's really not your talent, it's really not your dedication. You're good, you know, on paper you're good, you're even better than some of the biggest acts in the country, but for some reason you've just really never gotten that mainstream attention that you deserve. And you know, I like to look at it this way, that a lot of the times when you're walking through that valley, it's for a reason, it's for a purpose. Because the day that now the door opens up for you, you will know that it was God. It was not me, it was God. Because it's some things unexplainable. But you wake up today and you hear so many people who are now famous and who are now trending saying it all the time. Like yesterday I went to bed, I was just another struggling, upcoming actor, actress, musician, TV presenter. I wake up today morning, the whole world is looking for me. You know, you can't really explain it and say that it is me, Tamima. Yes, of course, your actions, your talent, whatever you've produced counts, but you have to also understand that there's a bigger power at play.
Hey, but Tamima, you should collect offerings.
This rate.
Yeah, but I think ni kitu poa, because God ndio I think God ni God wa restoration. Na sometimes unaweza kuwa hata within that span of 5 to 10 years, zile vitu umelose ama zile vitu unafikiria ungekuwa nazo, the more you remain faithful, anaweza zi replace in a year or in a month or in a day. So I think ni kuendelea tu trust God na kuendelea kudu ile kitu unafaa kudu. Don't be discouraged.
You know, I'm really so glad that you guys could join us, because really just living back to our theme of the day, where we were telling people earlier on in our interview, you can have it all, just not at the same time. And you know, it just goes to show you that it's never too late. That dream that you had, during the break we were just laughing, because you were saying, in as much as today there are 2 members of BMF here today, even the other ones, bado wanapenda mziki, they still have unreleased songs. And that's when you really know that when you're called to something, you don't necessarily do it for fame or attention. You do it because I have to do it. Like that song is in my head, that script is in my head, hiyo playlist iko kwa akili, so you just do it. Ulisema ile koti yako ya getting ready,
start before you're ready.
Start before you're ready. A lot of wisdom in this show this morning. I think we're going to hand over now to DJ Karing. Yes, and of course DJ Karing pia pale kijana mdogo tunampromote. Switch to is all about nurturing talent.
Lakini kabla BMF waende, wanaweza tuambia vile tunaweza wapata. Of course mali tunaweza pata the new song na your social media platforms as well.
Yeah, you can get our songs on our YouTube page, BMF Kenya. On Instagram, tupate pia at BMF Kenya. On Facebook, pia tupate BMF Music. On Twitter, pia tupate at BMF Kenya.
Personal pages?
Personal pages, Hariash.
At Patmite BMF.
Patmite BMF.
Yes.
Hapo sawa. I think sasa tutawapatia opportunity to bless with their brand new song. Mnaweza introduce too.
Okay, and I think because that song is really hot, and just to bless you, I think we're just going to end the show here right now. Thank you so much for staying with us. And I really do hope that you enjoy the rest of your viewing and enjoy your weekend as well when you're out there. I just want to leave you with a word that find your purpose. Find your purpose. Usiwe tu uko huko nje wewe huko. Yani you're existing because people are doing it, you're doing it because people are doing it. Find your purpose and live up to your purpose. Well, that's it from me, Tamima, DJ Sadiq, BMF. So DJ Karing, over to you.
Okay.